So out here on a slow, misty morning, sipping my, what? Not plain fucking water, because why would I drink plain water? It doesn't nourish or hydrate or taste good. For those of you who are new, that just slapped you across the face. So I'm sorry, but there's previous videos or podcasts, or just dig and maybe seek out another scenario. But don't ask me what's in my cup. So I wanted to touch base on, I just did an evaluation in my office with Reagan, my new hairdresser, who healed a very tricky autoimmune healing response with Cassie, and they approached it the opposite of allopathic, which we know. They also approached it the opposite of what functional or naturopathic would have done. And he tried them all. That's why I'm saying her medicine it doesn't fall into a category. But instead of, I'll touch upon this later. The reason I posted it was many layers fold, but the response that happened was something I could not have even imagined where we've evolved to. And I will fucking touch upon it in another video, because it lit me up. And this is where we're at now. I'm gonna put a pin in that. But speaking of Reagan, he was in the office because he wants to level up even more. And that's something else we've seen coming from two angles. We're saying the same message, Cassie and I. It's the same principles. Deeper medical dive, healing responses, and then coming back into your physical body, being able to manage this life and the forces of this life, and soft tissue injuries, whether they're degenerative joints or ligament damage or structural response that's part of adaptation, or injury or car accident or sports or whatever it is. And you just you don't agree with the decline of aging. You don't agree with the messages that everyone's saying about what's going to happen to you, the certainty of the decline. And some people are choosing to change, work, level up. And he's one of them. And so we spent a few hours together. He will have everything he needs to not see me again. That's the whole point. And that's the point of this video. He now has experienced and understands the principles. What I give him is arbitrary. It's not really where the magic is. And that's why everybody keeps obsessing. What do you do? What is it you give him? What is this? What is that? And it's not that. It's the principles that you encounter with the cause of injury, the cause of damage to cells, and then what's the solution? What is true training? And now he knows how to implement that. And he's going to. And he's going to level up even more than the level he was at when he healed his impossible. When he healed his impossible with Dr. Cassie. He's going to continue to go. And he will affect his kids that way. And he will be just a better human being, a higher elevated functioning human being that has the ability to fly. So I want to talk upon why morning, Cassie. I want to talk upon recording a video. I'm almost done. I know. You want to be on? So I want to talk upon, I am closing my office after the new year. And so he was one of the last evaluations that I'll be doing in the office. I still got a few months here. I got 2 tomorrow, brother and sister, which is freaking fantastic to set them free. But I want to explain and go over why I'm closing the office, because I don't think people realize why, and it's getting misconstrued, and I just want to clear it, and I want to inspire others to maybe possibly do the same, because I see this is where we're headed and what is needed. So there's this butcher shop here in Encinitas, this hatchet job health facility, And they got chiropractors and massage therapists and all this bullshit. And they also have pharmaceuticals, and they cover it all, man. And it's not even that it's a butcher job that they do pharmaceuticals. I don't really care because it doesn't affect me. It's just the combining all of it and creating all these therapies and treatments and touch therapy, and we have to touch these people and do labs and do imaging and do all this stuff. It's the antithesis of medicine. It's the antithesis of health. But on the outside of the building, it says health inside, and then it says the name of the business. And it bugs me because it has us, the way things are set up now, it has us believing that a facility contains what we need to heal. A facility is where we need to go in order to acquire something outside of us to heal. And that is not how it works. That is false. That is a lie. Or there's a treatment that's going to facilitate me healing. Or somebody's going to magically touch me in some way and release and allow me to heal. Give me permission to heal. Or in this building, there's some special equipment that only they have, a neurological piece of equipment or a machine or a laser or a gadget that only they have. And if I don't have that machine, I can't heal. Or if I don't go in and get the labs and imaging done, and I can't get the full load of supplements, or I can't get the IV bag, or I can't get the shake, or I can't get the protocol, or I can't get that, somehow I can't heal. And that's gotten so much worse than what it was previous to. And I was a part of that. We were a facility, and we were doing some really radical, principled stuff. The more and more I think about it, and just looking at where everybody's claiming they want freedom, and I'm just getting so sick of that fucking word and what people are doing to it. Everybody claiming they want freedom, but yet outsourcing themselves to another facility, another protocol, another guru, another treatment, another massage therapist, another functional integrative, another chiropractor, another trainer, another performance specialist, another trauma informed. And we're the furthest thing from free. And I'm seeing this trend, and it's getting worse and worse. And I just kept seeing how my office was being portrayed. I'm like, I can't participate in this anymore. Where I can't heal unless I see TJ. Or I can't heal unless he does this thing to me. And that's why I kept thinking about what I was doing when I was delivering chiropractic. And the whole thing just never started to not make sense at all. That somehow you're this healing machine, self-healing, self-regenerating, and you're this miraculous miracle on earth, which is one of the most powerful things ever, except for the spine. The spine is where you get stuck, and the spine is where you need a hand of man, and the spine is where you need to be fixed. And it's so, doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all. And the delivering of it doesn't put somebody in a position, and getting a response because you quieted headaches or pain or seizures or whatever it was, that person was going through that and needed to go through that to come out on the other end ready for why they were going through that in the first place and why the body would do that. We just got in the way of it, and I can't participate anymore. So I threw my chiropractic tables away, dumped my books, notes, all the bullshit. All the stuff that I got to pay loans on was in the garbage. I couldn't participate in that lie anymore. It's done. So now even just being in the office, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Setting people free from not needing people to heal. Not saying relationships. That's not what I'm talking about. So don't go there and start think you caught me there. We can't keep facilitating this lie that we need these doors open, or health is in a building, or healing is in a supplement, or healing is in a protocol, or healing is in some order and some construct that only somebody has the knowledge of to give to me. We have it all within us. Now, what I'm doing is switching everything to Zoom because it feels better for me, and as a result will be even beyond better for patients, so that I just meet with them one time. You're done. Guidance, okay, I get it. Repeat guidance, you're done. Sometimes we get stuck because we have to deprogram these like 30, 40, 50 years of shit. I get it. But the whole thing is to set people up to not need me. moving forward, to be able to be their own architects, to be able to understand the principles of why injuries occur, to be able to understand what training truly is and how to craft your own anywhere, anytime, to be able to train as a pro athlete in a bed or heal and put yourself and come back into your physical body as you're working with Cassie to heal the expression of MS as you're sitting in bed as well. A pro athlete in a bed or an MS patient in a bed, you both should be able to train to the highest level. Minimal equipment to no equipment, no guidance, no anything. That's the future. That is freedom. That is setting people free. And that's where I have to principle it, like it was just attacking me, that it was, I can't get better unless I see TJ. Nothing wrong with the social factor. Some people enjoyed coming to the office. The true nature of it was people were doing their own stuff and then coming in and we were going levels up. That's great. That was kind of how an office could be used. But I want to set people free to know that they can even evolve in progressions on their own, like we did when we were born to 3 years old. And so that's what I'm doing, where I don't want it to be seen like, oh, you're doing online programs, because people do online programs as trainers of these real shit facilities because they just want passive income while they're doing all this other bullshit. That's not what I'm doing. I truly like helping people, working with people, but the whole point is to create a scenario where, one, I can help as many people as I can around the world. Two, there is the fallacy that there's a facility that contains something that I don't have as a human, that you don't have as a human, that there's a gadget behind those doors that you don't have, that you need, that there's a thing that they're going to do with their hands on your body that you need to facilitate healing. That has to stop. Has to stop if you truly want to be free. And so that's my big move. That's where I'm shifting. I feel better about it because I was having nightmares on it. I could not practice anymore like this. Had to shut it down. And so after the new year, switching over. It's a whole new realm. And I'm going to change because I'm applying the principles to me. And there's even people who will follow up Zoom sessions. Not that they're having any concerns or anything. Just like, TJ, I just want to talk to you for a half hour because I want to see what you've learned from you in the last 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. That's fucking badass. Same thing with Cassie. If you were a patient of Cassie's 2 years ago, or a patient of mine 2 years ago, we are completely different people now 2 years later, as we should be, because we're constantly testing our medicine and challenging our medicine and challenging the principles that we put out and our interpretation of them to give you this truth. You've got a different version of me, just like you're completely different than 2 years ago, 3 months ago, and has to be met with no notes in hand. So that's my big move. That's what's going on. I wanted to explain that and cover it because it covers some really, really deep-seated, and it's going to upset a lot of people who have these practices, who have these facilities. I mean, shit, I was in a facility or a place for 21 years. Now I'm shutting it down. It is scary. It is unsettling. It is, but it is fucking true. And I can't be a part of anything that doesn't feel right. And this doesn't feel right anymore. Having an office. Got to shut it down. And don't bite the hook. Don't be sold that someone has something within their facility that's, if those doors are closed, you can't be better. The whole concept of gyms are closed, humanity's unhealthy. My God, the greatest thing could be your gym is closed or your doctor's office is closed. All of them. Naturopathic, functional, integrative, all of them. Your treatment center is closed. Your body worker is closed. Your physical therapist is fucking shut down. Your integrative, your trauma-informed coach, your psychiatrist, all of them. They're shut the fuck down because there is nothing that they have. There is nothing behind those walls. There is nothing they sell that if you stripped them of all their tools, because they'll say they're using tools, they're using supplements, or they're using equipment or gadgets as tools, because that's the big thing that people like to kind of scapegoat on. If you stripped everybody of everything that they're utilizing, strip them of their equipment, strip them of their supplements, strip them of their degrees, strip them of their touch, strip them of the ability to do anything, labs, imaging, touch you, adjust you, trigger point you, do anything. If you stripped them of all that, could they sit across from you and explain principles and put you in a position to heal from anything? Could they do that? It's a very rare bird, which is why I don't meddle or involve myself with many, especially in the health world, because there's nobody I know. There's 2 names so far. that I trust. All right, I'm gonna go back to this. Have a good day.